Hey, ladies, thank you for tuning in to High Heels and Destiny. My name is Naranda. Today, we're going to talk about so you think you're better than her. Okay, so I came about with this topic because I have came into situations where women feel like they're better than the next female, like I'm going to take her man. So my question is to you, how much do you value yourself? Okay, the devil comes when we are most vulnerable in our lives, when we're real vulnerable and there's something we miss in our life, or maybe it can be a stage where we're really insecure in our life, and the devil can send us something or someone to try to fulfill that need. But are you willing? Are you willing to allow the devil to serve you out of a brown paper bag? Okay, that's my question to you. So I have came in contact with different women that have said, like, I'm going to take her man, I'm going to take her husband. And my question always be like, okay, so if you do take her man, what make you think that you're better than her? Or what do you think that you got that is going to make him do you better than he did her? And women, I'm just going to be honest about this or whatever. Let's not use sex, because I'm just going to be honest. If sex determined whether a man want to be with you or whether a man would want to marry you, I mean, most men would be married because they've kind of been around the world when it comes to sex. Okay, let's be honest about that. So if that was a determining factor whether a man want to be with you or whether a man want to marry you, a real man anyway, I think every guy out here would probably be married if sex was a determining factor or whatever. And so my question is to you, how much do you value yourself to not allow yourself to stoop so low at a certain level of your life? We may have experienced this situation before, or we maybe have came in encounter with someone that have been in a situation like this. It's okay. We all have made mistakes in our lives. That's fine. No judgment. But the question is if you have made this mistake in your life, how many times have you allowed yourself to repeat the same cycle of dating a guy of dating a guy that has a girlfriend or dating a man that's married? Okay, so you at a vulnerable stage of your life, you're feeling really insecure, and the devil will serve you something out of a brown paper bag. Okay, and so you may be somewhere and a guy approach you and you start talking to him, and you later find out, well, okay, or maybe you may find out right in the beginning stages of the relationship that he has a girlfriend or a wife. And the guy comes to you and he say, well, hey, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't do this, and I want someone that's going to do this. And so in your mind, you like, well, okay, well, she don't do this and she don't do that, so I'm going to do it. And ladies, you end up doing all this stuff that he say that she doesn't do, but he never leaves her. And you feel like, well, okay, if she don't cook, I'm going to cook. And if she don't clean, I'm going to keep my house clean. And if she don't have sex with him, I'm going to give him great sex. How far are you willing to go to get what you want is my question to you. And when we get to a stage in our lives like that, and the devil can come at our most vulnerable state and tell us like, well, okay, well, maybe there is a possibility. And my question to you, if he's saying that she doesn't do this and she doesn't do that, and us as women sometimes can be like, well, okay, she don't do this and she trifling and blah, blah, blah. My question to you is, what is it that he don't do? What is the reason why she's not doing these things? Because like they say, it's three sides to the story. Is what he say, is what she say, and is what's really happened. So you can't always just go off of what he say that the story might be. You have to sometimes really sit back and evaluate the situation and not even really put much thought into the situation. But also too, you don't want to be in a situation where you take somebody else's man, because when you get married or if you get in a relationship and if the same thing comes to you and it happens to you, you can't be upset. What goes around comes around. And it's mighty funny, and I have saw this plenty of times before, where there are women that go out to seek men and to take someone else's man, because some women really do get a thrill and a high from being able to take someone else man or whatever. And my philosophy behind is, if she can take my man, then he wasn't meant for me to have in the beginning. Thank you. You didn't take my man, but you took my problem. Okay. But there are women that really get a high from being able to take another woman's man, okay? And then the most funny part about this, which I find so hard to believe, that when a woman take another woman man, and when she finds out that he's cheating on her, she's really like heartbroken. Like, I can't believe he cheated on me. So what make you think that you're better than her? What make you think that you can do what she didn't do? You really don't know the story behind the scene, okay? So it's really important, ladies, to sit back and really value yourself as a woman. You don't want to be number two. You don't want to be number three, but you always want to be number one. You know, there's a time and there's a place for everything that's in our lives, and you want to sit back and be patient and wait on God. Don't go seeking after somebody else, man. Don't try to feel like, well, okay, I can be better than her. I can take her. Remember, one day you're going to want a family. Remember, one day you're going to want a husband. Remember, one day you're going to want to have the relationship. So when these things come back around on you and they knock back at your door, don't be surprised, okay? So that's why it's very important in our lives. We have to learn to value ourselves as a woman. We have to figure out what we're willing to settle for and what we're not willing to settle for. And that's my question to you. What are you willing to settle for? Regardless of what situation you may be in your life, regardless of what you may be going through in your life, what are you willing to settle for? And me personally, going through stages of my life, I wasn't willing to be number two. You know, I have been through vulnerable stages in my life. I have made a mistake in my life, but one thing about it, I told myself, like, I absolutely wasn't going to continue to make a mistake like that again, because I felt like, you know, I'm worth being number one. I'm worth being, you know, the one that can get the utmost respect. I'm not gonna just be be there for convenience. Like, I wanted to value myself enough to be what was most important, to be someone everything, to be someone number one, you know. So regardless of what you're going through, don't step so low or don't stoop so low that you're willing to settle for anything that comes along. When you be still, you be patient, and you wait on God, you don't have to put yourself in a compromising situation that may affect you later on in your life or may affect you the next day in your life. Be still and wait on God, because at that time when you do those things and you may feel like you got power, hey, I'm taking her man, I'm doing this and I'm doing it, and I'm breaking up a happy home, or I'm breaking up a relationship. Remember, like I said once before, you're going to want to be somebody's wife. You're going to want to be somebody's mom. You're going to want to have a family one day. And when it comes back knocking at your door, don't be surprised, okay? So sit back, allow yourself to be vulnerable. And when you have those situations in your life where you may feel insecure, or you may feel vulnerable and you just want a little time and attention, and, you know, sometimes you're willing to put yourself in compromising situations just to get that attention, just be still and ask God to just give you all the fulfillment that you need within Him, because that's the only way that you can get through that stage in your life. Remember, what we don't want to do is delay the process. We want all our blessings that God has for us, okay? So, like I said once before, don't allow the devil to serve you out of a brown paper bag. You be still and you wait. Don't let no one sell you false dream and hope that, hey, we're going to be together, and, you know, let me get this on out the way, or I got this situation, once the kids get 18, then we're going to be together. And you sit back and you allow all your life to pass you by being number two, being the side chick. We don't want to be a side chick, ladies. Remember, the Bible said a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. He didn't say a man that finds a side chick finds a good thing, okay? A man that finds a wife finds a good thing, okay? So while you're waiting, while you're in that stage in life, while you're at that stage in your life, and if you are in that stage in your life, Ask God to continue to shape you, mold you. And one thing about it, you may not have your husband right there with you, but you have to prepare yourself as though it's already happened. You don't wait till you get the husband and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to learn how to cook when I get the husband. Or I'm going to learn how to clean up when I get the husband. I'm going to learn how to do this when I get the husband. You get yourself ready now. You start learning how to cook now. So when your husband comes, hey, that's off your checklist. You start learning now how to keep your house clean. And so when your husband comes, he won't have to come home to a nasty house. This is something that you already have in your life, have done in your life. You learn how to try to make your house feel like a home. You know, these are things you need to start working on. One thing about it is that you don't wait till the situation come for you to start working on it, but you start making preparations ahead of time. If you want to be a wife and you're ready to marry, you start going ahead and you prepare yourself mentally for this. So when it comes, it won't be a strain on you. Okay. You know, start praying now, learning how to pray, you know, start getting yourself into church. Start shaping your mind and conditioning yourself for how you need to be as a godly woman. You know, we all fall short. None of us is perfect. That's fine. That's okay. It's not the faults that make us, but it's the correction that can transform us. Okay. So be patient. Wait on God. You don't need nobody else, man. Be patient within your own man. Okay. Because you're worth being number one. Alpha, number one, okay? Number one. You don't want to be number two. You don't want to be number three. You don't want to be number four. You want to be number one, okay? You are worth being number one. Because one thing about it, if you don't love yourself and if you don't value yourself enough to see yourself as number one, you'll always be number two. You'll always be number three. You'll always be number four. You'll always be dating somebody else's husband or somebody else's boyfriend. What number do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as number one or do you see yourself as number two is my question to you. Love yourself and ask God to, even if you don't know how to, you may say, well, hey, I don't know how to love myself. Like, how am I supposed to do this? I don't know where to start. Easy question. I can give you the answer. And I promise you don't even have to cheat to get the answer, but this is the answer. You just say, hey, God, I don't know how to do this. Will you come into my life, God? Show me how I'm supposed to love myself as a woman. Show me how I'm supposed to carry myself as a woman, God. Show me, teach me, Lord God. And God will show you. He will show you how to carry yourself as a woman. He will start purging ways out of you. He will start changing your whole mindset. He will show you how you need to dress as a woman. You know, so like I said before, don't allow the devil to serve you out a brown paper bag. Okay, you worth a lot more than a brown paper bag. Don't settle for number two when you can be number one. You ladies have a blessed night, and also remember, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to share with other ladies. Bye bye.